An all too familiar scene in Egypt's capital Saturday, anti-government protesters facing off against Egyptian security forces. Officials say 10 people have been killed, 432 wounded in violence over the past 2 days. Egypt's acting prime minister blasted the protesters, calling them counter-revolutionaries. They're demanding the nation's military rulers turn over power to a civilian government. Journalist Mohammed Fadel Fahmy has been following events in Cairo all day and all night long. He joins me now on the telephone. What's going on right now, Mohammed?
I am now at the front line watching the clashes between the Egyptian protesters and the military, and they are really intense. There's an exchange, a barrage of Molotov cocktails, rocks. People are still getting injured. The situation does not seem like it will calm down anytime soon. Ministry of Health confirmed to us today that 10 people were killed. 9 of them were killed with live ammo, and the Prime Minister himself came out and issued a statement saying no live ammo has been used, and he specifically mentioned that the protesters had breached the cabinet building, and that is why these clashes are ongoing. The protesters themselves claim that the military has used aggressive violence against them in evicting the sit-in they had staged outside the cabinet, and now we are witnessing a really intense situation, and it doesn't seem like it's calmed down anytime soon. Natalie?
Right, we're watching, as you talk, Mohammed, some of the video that we have received of the violence and the beating of a protester there in the streets of Cairo. We heard the acting prime minister talk about what he called counter-revolutionaries engaging in these protests. What is the image everyone is talking about there?
Well, for months after the Mubarak stepped down, the fight has been between the police and the protesters. Today, it's definitely the first time where the military is clashing with the protesters, and the word on the street is that many of these protesters are being staged as thugs, and that they cannot accept that. What's happening right now is that the military is using excessive force. Today, I had to run with my CNN crew from hundreds of soldiers who stormed into Tahrir Square and the vicinity of the cabinet, and they beat people brutally. I saw elderly women being beaten. I saw journalists completely beaten and arrested. The cameras have been confiscated. There's actually little coverage of what's happening right now because many journalists are not very welcome in the area, and the live gear has been confiscated. Specifically, what's happening right now is that the military does not want to be exposed to the public.
Well, we appreciate you telling us what your experience is. And Mohammed, you referenced an elderly woman who was beaten. What more do you know about that?
Well, I saw it with my own eyes, but I was also running, Natalie. But there has been an image that has been the talk of the town on the street here of the military beating a woman and removing substantial amounts of her clothing. And that has been really bothering people, and the picture has been circulating on websites and blogs. My understanding is that you have the image right now on the screen, and this has really affected the reputation of the army. There has always been a saying in the Egyptian community, the army and the people at one hand, and today definitely that image has been changed.
Right, and it appears to be a young woman. I misspoke, but Mohammed, thank you very much for bringing us the latest information. Mohammed Fadel Fahmy on the ongoing violence there in Tahrir Square. We'll, of course, continue to follow it very closely and report any other developments.